This is Betamax. My name's Fidel, and joined, as always, by Birdie,
Hello.
eating a chocolate cookie.
Bum.
How's that cookie?
Vegan.
Yeah. AF.
And joining us once again is Mr. Eduardo.
Eddie.
Eddie, super awesome, mega cool.
That's right.
Not really.
Yeah.
What's up, dude? How are you doing?
Same.
It's the same.
Same AF, dude. How are you doing?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
On this episode, we're going to be talking about Dr. Sleep. We watched it, what was it, last week?
Yes.
Yeah, this weekend.
And for those who don't know, Dr. Sleep is the sequel to The Shining, starring Jack Nicholson and Shelley Duvall. What were your guys' expectations going into this movie? Eddie?
Mine were moderate.
Yeah?
Yeah, nothing big. But because of the director and his other movies, I had pretty good expectations, I guess.
What about you, Birdie?
I wasn't looking forward to it.
You weren't?
No, I wasn't.
Like, at all?
No, like I didn't want to see this movie.
Why is that?
Why not?
I don't know. I just the thought of a sequel to The Shining just seems like I don't know.
Even though, like, it's, like, based on the book? That's
Yeah,
a sequel
I
to
think
the book?
I think the only kind of security that I got from the whole thing was the fact that it was based on the book.
Mm-hmm.
Because Stanley Kubrick's Shining isn't even that really derived from the book either. Like, he really changed a lot of things.
Doesn't Stephen King not like his
Yeah,
vision?
he did that because of that. Because
Yeah.
he just changed so much that he was just like, oh, it's not even The Shining. Like, it's just your movie, which was cool. But, yeah, I wasn't looking forward to it. It just didn't interest me.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that really drew me towards it was Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know. I don't think he's ever done anything bad ever. So,
What about the director? Are you not a fan of the director?
not really. I mean,
No?
his films are they're pretty tight. But I wouldn't say I'm like a huge fan. Because, like how we covered in the Halloween episode, it's hard for me to get into horror.
That's true. What other stuff from the director do you like, Eddie?
What other movies did he make?
Gerald's
I enjoyed Gerald's Game a lot.
Yeah.
Was it 1922?
I haven't seen that one, actually.
It's very good. Both those movies though, they didn't seem like, I don't know, they seem more like drama thrillers.
Yeah.
You know, they have like some horror elements to it, but nothing straight up like, you know, nothing pops out at you, nothing like that. It's I don't know, it's hard to I guess put those like in a category just cuz I don't know, they have a little bit of everything in it,
Mm-hmm.
but I think overall they have like this shadow of like a thriller more
Yeah.
than anything else. And I guess that could be like a type of horror,
Yeah.
but yeah, to me it wasn't nothing scary. I don't think any of his movies like
Yeah. I mean, I've seen those. Well, not 19. Was it 1922?
I believe so.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, but I have seen. I believe he did Hush, didn't he?
He did Hush as well, which I really enjoyed. Too.
Yeah, I like that one
I
a
like
lot.
that one a lot.
And Oculus.
One thing
I haven't seen one.
that movie's really great. Too.
Yeah.
One thing about his movies, he's fucking great at suspense.
Yeah, he is.
Like I think all his movies have like some like sort of like suspenseful moments where you're just like your arms get
Yeah.
like tense and your palms get sweaty, and I don't know. I think this movie was the first one to Dr. Sleep was actually the first one that I didn't get that, and I didn't feel like there was any scene where I was like
Just
fuck.
like suspenseful.
Yeah, that made me like be like, you know, on the edge of my seat and made
Yeah.
me worry about like the main characters or anything like that.
So, what did you think of the movie overall?
Overall, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would highly recommend it. Just because I feel like no matter what, people are gonna be comparing it to The Shining,
Yeah.
and of course it's a sequel, so it's like you're gonna like, in some ways, like you're just gonna be comparing certain shots to The Shining.
Yeah.
So I went into it trying not to think about The Shining. Like
Just
the
to
way
see
the
it
way
on
it's
its
shot,
own.
I guess the way it's filmed. I try not to think about it because like I don't know, when I watch The Shining, I focus more on the way the camera movement is and
Yeah.
stuff like I put that before the actual story. So it's like I don't know, I get lost in like I just picture what the fucking camera guys are doing in the back, and like that's something about Kubrick. Like even like all his movies, like they're like that, where I just focus more on the camera movement and stuff. So one thing about Doctor Sleep that I enjoyed, like I focused on the characters because it wasn't so much about like the way the camera is moving or certain like following tracks where they follow like the character through hallways and things like
Yeah,
that.
because there was a lot of that in The Shining, especially with
Yeah.
like with the little kid with Danny.
And they did steal some shots like straight up from the original
Oh,
Shining
yeah.
movie, and they incorporated it into the new one, especially at the end when they're going up to see the hotel. You know, they have that shot where it's like a helicopter following.
Yeah,
Well, at least it was a helicopter in The Shining. This one, I'm pretty sure it's like a drone or something.
Probably.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think overall it had a completely different feel than The Shining,
yeah, it definitely did.
but it was grounded enough to where I think it worked perfect as a sequel.
Yeah,
Like it didn't go too overboard with anything, and I don't know. I think overall most fans of The Shining will enjoy this.
what about you, Bertie? What'd you think of it?
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Yeah, for a movie that I was totally not looking forward to and I had no interest in watching. Not because I don't appreciate the director's work or I just wasn't, I don't know, really wasn't, I just wasn't looking forward to it. Like when I found out about Dr. Sleep, I saw the trailer and I was like, damn, that looks tight, but I'll watch it when I can, you know?
yeah,
But when I did go see it with you guys, like I was pretty blown away, dude. Like, but I think over everything, besides like cinematography, music, the characters was the best thing for me in this film.
yeah.
The way they were executed and brought to life by the writer. I'm not sure if did he write and direct or did he just?
I think he just direct.
Okay.
Mike Flanagan.
Well, whoever wrote the characters, like especially the villains, like did a great job because I was fully invested and I was fully interested into what was gonna happen to them and how they got to where they are and how they discovered what they did.
Like they had like good chemistry between
Yeah,
them.
especially the villains, dude. Like I think these villains are probably some of the best villains that I've seen in a while.
Yeah,
Yeah. I definitely don't dig their like attire. You know?
yeah,
But I think like the way they work in the movie as far as like interacting with the other characters and how they kind of like go about doing what they do for themselves to like survive. I thought it was great. I thought it was such a good idea. Like but like I said, the costume work, it just wasn't working for me. It was honestly a little distracting.
yeah,
I wasn't into the whole like circus folk traveling top hats and you know
yeah,
like dreads and shit. Like I wasn't into it. I mean, but it definitely didn't take away from the experience. That's probably just me being a dick. But I did enjoy this movie a lot.
Well, like for me, I was really looking forward to the movie because of the director and because of Ewan McGregor. Plus, I love The Shining. So when I found out about the movie, saw the trailer, I was like, I'm in. And I think because I was so in, I kind of hyped it up for myself. So I was expecting something incredible. I liked it. I liked the movie a lot. I really enjoyed it. I agree with everything you guys said. But I don't know. I felt underwhelmed, I guess, because my expectations were so high. But that's basically my own fault.
Mm-hmm. It is.
So, but I mean, I did enjoy it.
What do you think was like the weakest
The weakest thing
part
of the
of
movie?
it? Yeah.
I would say
What did you enjoy the least?
the attire
Really?
of the villains. Yeah, honestly, like that was a big thing. Like every time, because the actors that played those villains did a great job.
Mm-hmm.
Their performances, I enjoyed it. It's just that attire, every time they were on screen, it just was so distracting to me, to the point where it was hard for me to really invest in what was going on because of it. And there was little things here and there. Like one of the main things that I noticed that kind of took me out for a little bit was when they abducted the little boy. Like he was just walking home. Like that was a weird decision to have him walking home by himself. Like I don't know. I just thought that was strange. I felt like everything else was so well written that just seemed a little like lazy to me.
Like a little kid walking.
Yeah, by himself.
After his baseball game all the way home, like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like really, dude? Your parents didn't come see you?
Yeah. Like
this little white kid in like middle America?
That's the crazy thing, because like you would think like even like the coach would have gave him a ride home or something, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, I kind of agree.
But yeah, like, I mean, overall, I did enjoy the movie. I would recommend seeing it.
What was your favorite part?
Dude, Ewan McGregor is incredible. Like his performance, even then the I don't know the actress's name, the little girl.
You know, she was
really good.
She was carrying this.
Yeah, she was
just as much as he was.
Yeah, she was, especially when at the end when he, I guess, like takes over her body. Like her performance in that scene, I was like, holy shit! Like that, it was really good. So, but yeah, Ewan McGregor and
because child actors are like so whack.
Like, I mean, nowadays it seems like they're getting pretty good. Because even the kid, the baseball boy, what's his name?
He's actually a really like well-known actor.
Yeah.
So I was like really surprised they put him in that small role where it's like, hey, are you gonna die in this movie?
Like all quick too. Yeah. I thought he was gonna be like a major part of the movie when I saw him.
But it's actually a good thing they did pick him, because that scene was pretty hard.
That was hard to watch. That was brutal.
Well, I was gonna say it was pretty hard to perform.
Yeah.
Know? Like, hey, can you pretend you're dying?
Yeah.
You know?
He did a really good job.
So
he was a little kid from Room, right? With Brie Larson?
Yeah.
Jacob Tremblay, I think.
And then he was also in that other movie that I think that the same director directed.
Which one?
Before I Wake.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he did that movie. Have you seen that one?
No.
That one's actually pretty good too.
Never heard of it.
That one's alright.
Yeah.
I didn't.
It was an interesting idea.
Yeah. I think it was poorly executed though.
Could have been executed better, but I did enjoy it. But yeah, like this movie definitely, Ewan McGregor and that little girl, like she was like, they were the strongest parts of the movie for me. It's just the attire of those villains, dude. Like,
I think the thing I enjoyed the most was how he kind of explains the whole Shining deal.
Yeah.
You know,
like they dive more into what the Shining is, and
yeah, because in the Shining itself, like we explore it, and by the end of the movie, you're aware of it. But that's pretty much it. There's no getting deeper into the rabbit hole or whatever. But in this one, like it goes like full force, like explaining it to like how some people actually have to like cover it up because they sound crazy. Yeah. Like the little girl, like she couldn't really tell her parents like oh hey, remember your dad that died? Like he's actually hanging out, like he's doing good.
Yeah.
If you say that, then you're gonna sound crazy. So like, and then I thought it was cool the fact that if they don't really stretch out that muscle, then it kind of goes away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting and really cool. And the whole communication between him and her on the blackboard.
Yeah.
And how much, how connected they were. Because when she was like freaking out about the kid, she woke him up.
Yeah.
Like out of his sleep, and like she broke his wall and shit, and like he like threw him out of bed. So he had to like react and like, are you okay? What's going on? So I thought the whole Shining deal in this movie was pretty cool, which is like, I honestly think it's so hard to deal with something like that. I think the only other movie that does a good job at it is Star Wars.
Yeah.
With the whole Force thing. And,
yeah.
You know, but every other movie that tries to put some kind of ability,
like some kind of telekinesis.
Yeah, or like just like being able to lift things with your mind, or like just like, yeah, just it doesn't execute it that well. It kind of makes it cheesy. Yeah. So they had to make it cheesy. But this one, it was taken so serious that it's like, it actually becomes a very like important thing in developing like their journey.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the things I really enjoyed.
Another thing about that, like, you come to learn that there's like more than just like a telekinesis kind of thing, like where it's like, you know, certain people have certain abilities, and like there's that one like a young girl who what she could like persuade men, I guess. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
she
yeah.
can, like what exactly it is, but she like lures in these like pedophiles and gives them like this giant scar on their face, and like they just pretty much they're at her will, like they just do whatever she says.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like that ability, and it's like the main bad guy. Her name was Rose the Hat.
Oh
That explains the hat, Birdie. Yeah, like she has that one scene where she has like this outer body experience where she's looking for the young girl.
Yeah.
And she's like flying over these clouds and everything, and that kind of took me out. But I think by the end of the movie, like I was like okay with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just shows like all these different abilities, and like it's not just like, oh, I can talk to you through like telekinesis and that's it, you know, like there's all kinds of things out there.
And then Mike Flanagan with the whole hand thing again, like in Gerald's
This guy
game.
has like this fucking fetish for
ripping the skin off women's hands.
Yeah. Which is like a cool scene.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Which brings me to one of my favorite things about this movie, and like it's something that you hardly see in like most like mainstream movies, I guess, like where the good guy of the film has a chance to, I guess, punish or kind of like take advantage of the bad guy, and they never do because they have that, you know, Hollywood has to have this like code of honor where it's like, no, I can't do that because I'm not gonna be any better than them.
Yeah.
And in this fucking movie, this little girl fucks it, like she fucks this lady up, and it's like this innocent, like what, she was like 9-10 years old, like super young girl, and like she fucking crushes and fucks the main bad guy's like hand, and she just fucks her up, and she's like, oh, I fucking love it, she deserved every second of it. And it's like that's what a real person would do in real life.
Yeah.
Like, they're not gonna be like, well, I can't hurt her, you know, like she's bad, but she's like, I'm
not gonna stoop to her level.
Yeah, like no, like you gotta punish them the way they punish everyone else. So like I thought that was cool. Like you hardly ever see that in big movies.
Yeah, that's true. I thought that was
tight.
that was a good idea. Good decision making.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't Ian McGregor like being that tough guy. It was the little girl being the tough fucking person.
He was like more of like the hesitant one. Like he didn't really want to be a part of it.
I think a lot of it, like I think that was like really cool though, like that he was like that she was the ambitious one, and he was the more like controlled, like
no, stay in hiding.
Yeah, like, he was. Yeah, and I think that kind of showed how damaged his character was because of like the whole, you know, all the trauma he had when he was a kid, which like brings up that the next thing was how he collects a ghost in his head.
Yeah,
in the boxes. I thought that was fucking awesome.
That was tight.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And like it's such a cool way to explain like getting over your demons and like dealing with them. And this guy, like, I mean, like, in the movie, like, they're physically trapped in his head, which, you know, you could read into it, and like there's like a million metaphors that that could stand for. But I thought that was cool, and of course at the end he like releases all of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was awesome. I thought that was a good idea.
I was honestly like, I was expecting his friend, the guy that was like helping him out.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was gonna end up having like some sort of shining, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it felt like they were kind of hinting at it, because he was like, I see something in people.
Yeah, and the fact that he's just like helping him out through a whole movie, and like kind of like putting his life on the line too to help him out.
So he was like a genuine good person.
Yeah, and it's like it's rare because like
how many people out there are gonna be like, "Yo, come with me. We're gonna take a 5-hour trip. We're gonna dig up a body."
Yeah,
you know,
and be cool with it. Like, yeah, I'll help you out.
Yeah, you know what? I'll go. Fuck it. You know? Most people would be like, "Dude, fuck no."
So I felt the same way. I felt kind of uneasy about it. Like something's gonna happen with this guy, and like no, he was just some really great friend, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
So like,
but of course,
yeah, like the scene where like he dies, just like I was legit bummed about that. I was like, oh,
yeah, that
That was pretty sad.
and the way like he dies too is like while the girl that's like able to persuade men is in the process of her dying, she's able to kill him too.
Mm-hmm.
That was brutal.
One thing I really liked about this movie was the way they treated the past characters.
What do you mean?
No CGI.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up too.
You know,
Yeah,
they actually got new actors to kind of.
they didn't do like the de-aging stuff.
Yeah, I thought that was such a good idea.
Yeah,
Because I was worried about that. I thought they were gonna do that with
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Torrance.
Yeah,
But no, they ended up getting a
Elliot.
Yeah, and he did a good job, dude. Like
Yeah, he
everyone
did.
did.
Yeah.
Even Danny Torrance's mom.
So, like, you think the aging actors that were involved in a movie like before this one, like, it's distracting? You think? Because I know it's like a big trend now. Like, you
It
can
is.
de-age
It
anyone.
is
like,
a big trend now.
And a lot of actors are like coming out and being like, "Yeah, if I die, it's cool, do it," you know, which is like weird to me.
That is weird.
I do want to say, like, I've seen like the Terminator movie. Me and Fido were talking about this and how like amazing it looks
At the
it
beginning?
looks yeah,
Yeah.
it looks so real. They've gotten so good at like
Yeah.
de-aging people and like just making it look flawless. It looks
Yeah.
realistic as hell, but everyone who's watching knows that that's not really them, so it kind of takes you out
It does, yeah.
in a way. Like, even though like it looks spot on, everything about it looks perfect, you know it's not really them.
Yeah.
So it does kind of have that distraction, and it's almost better when you have a new like an actor that looks similar. And like, I don't know, if the actors don't care about getting de-aged, then whatever. But I feel like it's more respectful, especially when they die. Like,
Yeah.
just get a different actor to kind of
Yeah.
like, don't go reaching and like, you know.
Yeah.
I think de-aging current actors is fine. You know, like how Samuel Jackson was in Captain Marvel.
That one was incredible.
Like that was tight.
Yeah.
That was probably the only cool thing about that movie. But like,
They do it in The Irishman too. I haven't seen it yet. I
Yeah.
don't think it's available yet.
I think that when it comes to that, that's cool.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to deals like Rogue One, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's. It's
I
kinda-
mean, I remember watching that and thinking like, oh, that's tight. But I mean, thinking about it, you're just like,
I remember watching that and just feeling like, that's new. You know?
Well, 'cause I feel like in a lot of those, it was just like kind of pointless. Like, it was just more like, oh, like there was no need for them to be right there then and show them, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
But like,
it's funny because like when I watched some of the behind the scenes footage of Rogue One
yeah.
for the guy who was playing Tarkin, is that his name? Grand Moff Tarkin.
Yeah.
yeah.
The actor who was like doing the CGI placement, dude, he could have done a good job on his own.
Yeah.
Yeah, his face like and everything, like it was so similar to Grand Moff Tarkin. I was like, man, that would have been such a good idea if you guys just did
Yeah,
that.
they should have just did that.
And even the actress who was like playing a young Leia, like it was like, dude, you guys should have just done it without the CGI. But I mean, whatever. Not my call.
Another thing about like de-aging, like you're always gonna be like looking for flaws.
Yeah, that's
You're
true.
gonna be like thinking,
Yeah,
oh,
especially people like us.
he or she doesn't talk. Yeah, you know, you're gonna be nitpicking every little thing. Oh, they don't talk like that, or this
Yeah.
person does this in their face when they do this, or
Yeah.
And when you get like a different actor, I don't know, I guess your standards kind of like drop a little bit.
Yeah.
So when they do a good job, it's just like,
It
oh,
feels more
that's
rewarding.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think like in Dr. Sleep, the actor who played Jack did an amazing job.
Yeah, and I'm glad they didn't show him until like the end of the movie, basically.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was such a perfect way to show him having Danny at the bar. And then he's like talking, and they don't really show his face yet, but you could hear him, and it's like, damn, he sounds like him. And I remember thinking like, oh, is it going to be Jack Nicholson? Because they didn't announce any of that.
Mm-hmm.
But then when they showed him, I was like, damn, it was really good.
Yeah, I thought the whole dialogue between them, the exchange,
Yeah.
was really good too. Like the whole alcoholism.
Yeah.
I thought that was tight.
I wasn't expecting them to go back to the hotel, though.
I wasn't expecting that either.
Yeah.
I didn't either, but it made sense.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that's really where Danny's demons kind of originated.
Yeah.
And he knew that was going to be the only place that was going to save him, because it was the place that almost killed him. So
yeah.
I think
What was the stair shot? Was that the only shot they duplicated from the Shining? Because I feel like there was another one, but I can't remember.
the elevator,
Oh, the blood.
The elevator, and then I think the
maze.
when he was like on his little wheel thingy, bicycle thing.
Oh, the big wheel.
Yeah, the big wheel. And there's a fun fact. I guess Mike Flanagan had built like a adult size one, adult size big wheel, so the actors can kind of go through the hallways.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't in the movie. It was just like behind the scenes stuff, just for the fun of it. Yeah, so everyone could experience what what's his name, Danny Torrance did, and yeah, I don't know. That just kind of shows like
his dedication.
Yeah, that he's just like an actual fan of The Shining.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he wasn't like trying to like just make a generic sequel or whatever. But
And then okay, the scene where Ewan McGregor like is talking to the doctor after telling him correctly where he forgot his watch, and they're in the doctor's office. That's the exact same office from The Shining,
I noticed
right?
that too. Yeah,
The motel office or the hotel office.
yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, "Oh shit!" I assumed they were gonna that meant something, like they were gonna go back to it, but they never mentioned it.
No, they had it. Yeah, the movie threw like little like
It was like an
throwbacks
Easter
and
egg, I
stuff.
guess.
Yeah, here and there, but none of them were like distracting. I guess
Yeah.
none of them felt like they were just thrown in there for like, hey, remember this?
Yeah.
Like,
Remember?
you remember it. So I thought that was cool. Like, it didn't feel like really like forced into
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah, I thought that was tight too.
Yeah, like I immediately like recognized the office just from the window, like behind him. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Congrats.
But
but I thought I'm glad they did that, because it gets distracting, you know,
Yeah.
when the director, like the filmmaker's just like, remember this? And it's just like, yeah, I do that. That's why I'm watching the movie, because I remember all this shit.
But yeah, that stair scene with was it Rose the Hat and Danny?
Yeah.
Like it's like the camera placement is exact, right?
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
Jack and what was Shelley Duvall's character's name? His mom?
it was-
Nancy?
wait, the mom.
Yeah, like
Oh,
Was it Nancy?
was it Nancy?
I think it was Nancy Torrance, maybe.
I don't remember.
But even her, like, I thought she was great.
Yeah,
the
she even
actress.
sounded like her.
Uh-huh.
It was weird.
Yeah.
It was almost like they fucking dubbed her over or something. I wonder if they dubbed her over.
No, but that shows that
it was Wendy.
Wendy, that's right. Duh. Fucking posers.
But it just shows that, you know,
He cared.
he cared.
Yeah.
Cause
You know, like as we're talking about it, it's making me like the movie more.
yeah, I think the movie's actually, if not perfect, something close to it, you know.
I feel like I need to watch it again. Another thing that was distracting for me was the people sitting in front of us.
Oh, you're talking
the couple.
You're talking
Unrelated to the movie.
okay. Unrelated.
Like, oh my god, like the girl. It was a couple sitting in front of us. You remember?
Yeah,
They were so like
in love, right,
babe.
guys? That sucks.
I'm scared.
No, I don't know, dude. Like the girl, she was just too over dramatic with her reactions, and it was distracting.
She
Like
was just trying to be cute, bro.
she's like, oh my god.
She's like, "Whoa, did I just lay my head on your chest? That's crazy."
I don't know. It was just.
Yeah,
distracting.
Hey,
It
leave
was
her alone. She was trying to be cute.
They're annoying.
I'm trying to watch a movie. All right. Well,
Hey,
yeah.
can you do me a favor and shut the fuck up, bro?
Hey, take that cute shit outside, homie.
You should have done that.
I know. No.
One thing like I wanted to mention was I thought it was interesting that they chose to do a sequel from Kubrick's The Shining instead of
The book?
Stephen King's version of The Shining movie.
That is interesting.
because Stephen King's version, from what I remember, I fucking sucked.
Yeah.
It was horrible. It was more faithful to the book, but it just, Kubrick just blew it out of the water, and that's the one that most people tend to remember.
Yeah.
So I was reading about it, and they said that Mike Flanagan, I guess he had it took him a while to convince Stephen King to let him do a sequel on that.
Well, yeah, because he hates that one.
Yeah, because he hated. So I mean, it's kind of cool that King agreed and
I
got over himself, I guess. I mean,
I wonder what he thinks of Dr. Sleep.
Who?
Stephen King.
Kubrick?
No, I wonder if he enjoyed it.
I'm pretty sure he did, only because Mike Flanagan did 2 or 3 other movies besides this one. There were Stephen King adaptations.
Yeah, Gerald's Game and that 1922.
So I'm sure he trust him.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm almost positive if he didn't do those 2 other movies,
he probably said no.
Well, yeah, or he would have said no. You're doing a sequel to my version, or
yeah, that's true.
But I think he has faith in him, so. And I think, I don't know, if he continues doing Stephen King adaptations, I'd be happy.
Has any one director just stuck with Stephen King movies in the past?
Not that I can remember. I would have to look it up.
I don't think so.
You think he probably has done the most?
But I definitely think Stephen King novels are probably the most adapted.
Oh yeah, there's so many movies based on his novels.
I think Christine, Misery,
Pet Sematary, Thinner.
I've never even heard of that one.
No.
I
remember seeing it when I was a kid. Basically about this really heavy set guy, and I think he gets cursed or something where he's constantly losing weight, and he gets to a point where he's just a fucking skeleton. I remember being really scared about that
What
movie.
other one?
Did we say Pet Sematary?
Yeah.
Well, and then there's Gerald's Game, 1922.
Oh, Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And then Hulu has that show.
Oh, Green Mile.
The Green Mile. I remember I was so shocked when I found out that was a Stephen King adaptation.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't do spooky stuff.
Spooky? But then there's that show on Hulu, Castle Rock.
Oh yeah, is that based on a book or is it?
It's based on all of them. I've watched the first few episodes. It takes place in the Shawshank prison, but it kind of incorporates all of
because I saw the trailer for the new season and it was
Misery.
Yeah, which I thought it looked kind of corny.
I haven't seen the trailer for it. Well, because I haven't even finished the first season, so I've only seen the first few episodes. But what did you guys think of the decision to kill off Danny?
I thought that was tight.
Yeah?
I love when filmmakers can do that. When they can just kill their main characters without having to worry about backlash from fans.
Yeah.
Even though I guess you can say that Danny Torrance isn't really I don't know, someone that fans are oh my gosh, Danny Torrance.
Yeah.
But I'm just glad because I love when filmmakers do that.
I didn't think he was gonna die.
No, I thought he was.
Yeah.
I had a feeling too. There was something in the back of my head that was just
I think as soon as I saw the hotel,
he's
I just thought myself that fool's gonna die there, and he did.
Yeah, I was surprised by it because I wasn't expecting it.
It did remind me of Star Wars though.
Yeah.
At the end when he's talking to her, even though he's dead, he's a ghost and. He was
he's a Force ghost.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what I was saying.
He played Obi-Wan, so I just kept thinking about Star Wars.
That's what I'm saying. It's it's so hard to execute stuff like that, abilities like that.
Yeah.
So I think this movie did a good job at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Did it make you a fan of Mike Flanagan?
No. I mean, if he does another one, I'll probably look forward to it. But it's just so hard for me to be oh, a new horror movie, can't wait.
But I mean, I wouldn't consider Dr. Sleep a horror movie.
That's true, but I don't know, it's hard not to market it as a horror movie,
Yeah.
So I mean, when I see all that shit, I'm just
Here we go again.
Yeah. So, yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a fan now, but I'm definitely looking forward to what he does next.
What about you?
Oh yeah, I've been a fan since his other movies. So
What movie of his would you say made you a fan? Like, what movie did you see of his and you're like, okay, this guy, like...
I saw Hush before any of his other films,
Mm-hmm.
and I really enjoyed it. And I just remember thinking, oh, I haven't felt this, like, anxious in a movie in a long time. So when I found out he did Gerald's Game, I saw that one, and I freaking enjoyed that one a lot, too. So I saw 1922, and I enjoyed that one. So
I need to see that one.
Yeah, I think he's a good filmmaker. Like, he's not gonna... I don't know. Like, I feel like he's, like, really picky with his projects. So I don't think he would choose something that's kind of, like, uncomfortable for him.
Yeah.
Even though I think that would be cool, like, if he decided to go, like, a different route. But I think if he sticks to what he's good at, which is, like, suspenseful, like, thrillers, I think he's going to do good.
Yeah.
He'll continue to do good. But, yeah, I can't see this sequel being made by anyone else and being done better than what it is.
Especially, like, in this day and age, like, who else is good at doing this type of movie?
And I haven't read the book, so I don't know how, like, faithful it is to that one. I'm sure it's almost spot on just because, you know, he's done his other Stephen King movies.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think, like, I know for a fact he's going to end up doing, like, another Stephen King adaptation sooner or later, but I don't know. I'll continue watching his movies until he starts getting still, I guess.
What'd you think of the score? Because I know you're really into, like, film scores.
Nothing was memorable to me as far as score wise. Like, it wasn't bad, because when the score is bad, like, I really notice it, and it, like, it bugs me. But I don't know. I think the first one just had, like, the perfect theme, and, like, everyone knows it, and you just relate The Shining to
that song.
So I don't know, when, of course, it was bound to be played in the movie. So once they did, like, I feel like it just, like, nothing else surpass that. So yeah. So I don't know, it's mediocre, I guess, the soundtrack, but yeah, I'd say, like, I don't know, like, overall for me it was like a B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you see it again in theaters, or would you wait for it?
Yeah, I'd probably see it again in theaters.
Well, I mean, we have the pass. So.
Yeah.
I don't.
Would you see it again in theaters, since you don't have the AMC pass?
No.
You wouldn't?
No, I wouldn't.
Get out.
Not that I hate it or anything. I don't think I've ever gone back twice for like a dark horror movie or a thriller or whatever you call this.
Yeah. I know you're really into film scores too. Like, did anything stand out to you besides the Shining theme?
I like the way that he treated the score.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because it flowed really well with the movie. Especially when he didn't rely on the first one.
Mm-hmm.
The first score for the first film.
Yeah.
Besides when they returned to the hotel.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool that he did that. He even did the old camera shots too, with, like, the camera floating over the water. And then when the music started going off, I was like, damn. That's exactly how you need to do that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was cool. But like Eddie said, nothing memorable. Just kind of, which I think is a good idea too, because it lets you know that the director flowed his music really well.
Mm-hmm.
So
you would recommend it then?
Nope. No, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, if you want to, like, would you guys say watch The Shining before watching this?
If you haven't seen The Shining, do you think that would affect it?
I feel like you're not gonna care about it as much, and you're not gonna
appreciate it.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, I would recommend watching The Shining first.
I would say so too.
Yeah, watch The Shining and then watch this one.
Even though we just ruined everything for you guys.
Oh yeah, spoilers.
Some people find The Shining hard to watch though. Like, some people even avoid it.
Burn.
Yeah, like, some people even avoid it just because of the whole, like, lore behind it. I guess it's a legend of it being, like, slow and just like full of all that like symbolism, you know?
I think The Shining is a good example of a movie that you want to watch over and over again because it's like a painting.
Yeah.
You know, it's like every time you revisit it, it's like something new.
You see something new, yeah. Oh yeah, oh dude, I love that you said that. Yeah.
There's even like a full documentary on that aspect of revisiting The Shining every time.
Which documentary are you talking about?
Room 237.
Okay, yeah, I love that shit.
Yeah, because honestly, I watched The Shining once, and then I saw the documentary, and I can't tell you how many times I've already seen The Shining because of that. So, that's a film that's worth watching over and over again. I would definitely watch The Shining in a theater over and over again.
Does it ever play at the Frida?
Yeah, it played.
Dude, I want to see it next time it plays at the Frida. You guys down?
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, after talking about it with you guys, like, it makes me appreciate the movie even more, Dr. Sleep. Because, like I said, I kind of felt underwhelmed from it, but now, like, I want to see it again.
I'm definitely getting the Blu-ray.
Yeah?
Yeah. So.
Let's go see it right now.
Nope.
All right, well, I think that we should wrap it up right there. That was Dr. Sleep. Or, I guess, review. No, not a... We just...
Don't say that word.
Why don't you like that word?
I just don't like it, dude.
Why?
Because I've never liked critics. I don't like critiquing things.
But that's what we're doing.
No, we're dissecting this thing, but we're talking about it, and we're.
So you want to stick to like discussion?
Yeah,
discussion.
We're discussing this movie, but I think critiquing is such a terrible thing. Like
I see what you mean, especially because like
I love
who the fuck are we?
Films, dude.
But I mean, like
I'm Eddie.
Like I like talking shit and I like praising shit, but I just
no, I know you like talking shit.
But I think what I'm trying to say is I just don't like telling people what to see and what not to see. Even though that's what I do.
God damn it.
I don't know. It's weird. Like I just don't like that word review.
I feel like a review is more like we go step by step through the entire movie.
Yeah.
And like this is what happens and this happens. And I feel like it's more of a discussion.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we do critique a lot of stuff in the movie, but yeah, I feel like review is more, like I said, more be going in depth about every scene
beat by
in
beat.
order. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Which we just kind of jump all over the place, but.
All right, so that was our Dr. Sleep discussion.
Do we have any future plans?
Well, we do, but I want to save that for Bump to Date to say that stuff.
All right.
But I want to thank everybody for listening. We've been gone for a little while. Yeah, life happens.
Yeah, we've been kind of busy lately. Life's been getting a little...
Putting away all the pumpkins.
A little lit.
But hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Again, go watch this movie. It was really good.
Or don't.
I definitely want to see it again in theaters. And since I have the pass, like I'll probably take advantage of that.
I don't.
But I want to say thank you to Eddie for agreeing to do this episode with us.
Thanks for joining us.
And letting us take over his domicile.
Time.
Excuse me?
What?
But yeah, that was the episode. Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, thanks. Really appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time.
Laters.